Richard Reeves, wow, what an amazing conversation we just had. Thank you for that. We have one last question for you. We call it leveling up with TKM. David, over to you for the question.
Yeah, thanks again, Richard. I just want to acknowledge you. The work you're doing is a huge blessing to me personally, and I know that men, boys, women, girls, it is your work is adding huge value, and it's bringing awareness to something that I think is critically important that we can all thrive. So thank you so much. You're an absolute blessing and a gem of a resource for us. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Here's a question: what is the most impactful action you have taken in your home and your businesses to level up?
I wish this wasn't true, but it is true. So I have to say it, and it is quitting alcohol.
Awesome.
I just stopped drinking. I made a list of all the things that my alcohol consumption was negatively affecting, and the list included my work productivity, my mental health, my physical health, my marriage, and my relationship with my kids. Those are the five negatives. On the other hand, it's awesome.
Tastes good.
So, like, it wasn't in the end, like, when you do the math, and like, I'm in my 50s now, as well. And I have to tell you, just in terms of, because it's one of those things that all the downstream consequences are just so huge in terms of sleep and energy and exercise and all the rest of it. And so, it was a very difficult thing for me, in terms of my identity as much as anything else, but to stop drinking. But I got to tell you, across the board, it's been close to magical.
I'll tell you, you are not the first person that has given us that answer, and it has convinced me to do the same. So
Oh,
I'm
great.
there
It's
with you.
hard though, isn't it?
Yeah,
God, it's
it's
hard.
tough,
And I sort of wish it wasn't true. I wish it wasn't true. But it
but
is.
there are so many positives to it. It's like you said, I sleep better, I have more energy, I feel better. My kids don't see me, you know, doing it all the time. So that's
Yeah. No, I have to
modeling
tell
on
you,
the road.
like, for me, I mentioned some mental health challenges earlier, but like, I've always had this story I've told myself, which is that alcohol is how I've medicated my depression, right? It's
Mm.
self-medication, right?
Mm.
And that's actually turns out to be a very, very kind of nice story to tell, because it gives you an excuse. You don't say it's an excuse, but you kind of feel that it is an excuse. So then I stopped drinking, and guess what? Stopped getting depressed. So it
Yeah.
turned
Mm.
out that under actual experimental conditions, the causal arrow went exactly the other way.
That's fascinating.
I wasn't drinking because of the depression. I was depressed because of the drinking. And once I realized that, I was like, God damn it, I'm going to have to stop.
I tell you, it's interesting either a completely stopping or a significant reduction in drinking is one of the most common things in our men's group in the Connect Man Mastermind. It's pretty fascinating. It's been something that's relatively consistent. I am actually the only member that started drinking significantly more, but that's just no, I'm just kidding. No, I too have almost cut it out. And my wife and I this weekend, she had a couple drinks with the girls, very healthy woman, and she's like, "Gosh, anything over two drinks for me, like it ruined my entire night for sleeping. Like it ruined everything for her." And she's a gym owner. I mean, she's very, very health conscious, and so it's a real thing, and it is. But I'll tell you, and I don't know your experience, but I know for Stu and I, it just gets easier. Like I don't even necessarily think about it anymore. I mean, there's
You're right.
occasions, but it's much easier, like most things as you continue to go. So that's great
Yeah,
advice. Thank you.
you just start, like, you start coding it as something you just don't do. Right. So I'll open a bottle of wine. My wife's one of these annoying people that knows how to just have a small glass of wine occasionally. I don't know how the hell
It's
these
so
people do
annoying.
it. It's so annoying. And so, like, I'll open a bottle of wine for her and I kind of pour it for her. But I don't, but it's not like now I'm like, oh God, I'd really want it. I'm just like, I don't do that. Right. You just code stuff over
Mm,
time as like, I just don't do that. That's just not the thing that I do. So it does get easier. And also the thing in a social environment, it's always like, once you get past the first drink, it's fine of
yeah,
not
that's
having a
good.
drink, right? Because you go in there and you think, and actually, I was also very worried that if I didn't drink, people wouldn't find me funny. But it turns out that it's not my drinking that's necessary.
It's theirs.
It's so
Stairs.
as long as everybody
Yeah,
else is
I
drinking,
only hang
I
out with
remain as
You're
alcoholics.
hilarious.
Yeah, I only hang out with alcoholics just because I thrive off of laughter. So
yes,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I don't want anyone else to stop drinking because then I won't be funny anymore. Right.
that's awesome. I love
Great
it.
That's
I
question
love
and
good.
it.
great work. Thanks again for your work, guys. You're doing great work.
Thanks, Richard. Appreciate
Well,
your
thank
time.
you. Thank you.